am just sitting here minding my own fucking business, having a cup of coffee, smoking my bowl, and just chilling through YouTube. It's 1:14 in the afternoon on December 22nd, 2012. And look at, just listen to this beauty for a minute, okay? Just listen. And do you know what's been going on in my head throughout this? An argument between two people that I've been allowed to listen in on. And the entire story between these two people has been, it seems like they're two women inside of two men's bodies arguing like women. Like, not like the women in the 30s or the 40s that would just nag and complain about the stupidest shit. Like, it feels like I've been sitting here watching and listening to these two people argue through the sound of these birds. Like, that's what it sounded like to me. Like, I'm hearing two people bicker in the background, and it sounds like whiny little baby bird chirping. So I've been like just closing my eyes and listening to the sound and feeling what I'm feeling and allowing what messages to come through, right? And you know what I noticed? The entire human race has gone stupid. The entire human race. From the most elderly people to the most youthful children to the most intelligent narcissist to the most kind and caring angelic saint. All have gone stupid. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. I don't mean that to be like, oh, you guys are dumb or I'm dumb too. Like, no, none of that. Bear with me here. We're all equals. We're all speaking together in this new age of Aquarius, the beginning, the dawn, the blah, blah, blah. So when I say the entire human race has gone stupid, I'm also referring to myself, and I'm also expecting you to have the intelligence to maintain a conversation without being offended. Don't be stupid. These birds have brought me a message today. And the message is between two people who are being very, very, very stupid regarding a third person. It's like they're two little mice or two little birds arguing about how to sabotage this other third bird more, but the third bird isn't playing with them anymore. And the more I've been listening to this, do you know what else I keep seeing and I'm hearing as we're speaking? The entire zodiac sign. The entire zodiac sign, and I keep seeing it shatter like a stained glass window. The entire fucking zodiac sign is stupid. It's utterly stupid, and I'm not doing it anymore. So I'm hearing from the little birds, reading it through the sunlight, sensing it through my vibrations, and I have an inner knowing on how the zodiac signs are actually supposed to be done. And I'm being asked to share with you that there's going to be a lot of fucking issues regarding this in the coming years. But here is one place you will have heard it first, regardless of the fucking shadow bans or not on this channel. All of the zodiac signs, right? Constellations and the stars where the planets dance through. Why isn't there an Earth one? You're on the fucking Earth, but you do your zodiac signs based on the sun and the moon. Are you stupid? I have attempted to do readings for zodiac signs for years. And then I've done them for all signs, and then I moved to the soul star. And then a few days ago, I've been doing different kinds of readings I haven't posted yet called Starlight Tapestry readings. And the more I'm doing these readings, the more I realize I'm not focusing on the point of which is meant to be focused on. The fucking planet. So I'm not doing any of those other readings anymore. From now on, what you're going to find on this channel, if you want the most accurate readings for your path forward, not the echoes of the past being resonant to you now, or the dramas of the present you refuse to acknowledge when you know exactly how to fix your problems. None of that shit. Because it's stupid, and it's an insult to my intelligence to belittle myself enough to play these petty human games with you. Done. From now on, as far as I'm concerned, which your future will reflect, all the zodiac signs, the constellations will be changing. Aries was never an Aries. It was Arye, which means the shining, the bright. And it was initially the first being that walked the planet was named Mara. She rode in on a ram, but it was she who rode in with fiery hair and a sprig of wheat in her hand, embodying all the seasons and the start. So it's not Aries, it's actually a fiery woman. It's not Taurus. It's not a bull. It is a goddess holding a cornucopia. Gemini isn't two twin children. It's two beings. It's the same being split in two. It's like a heart. If you look at the constellation, it is literally two of the same thing. It's so much repeat throughout the entire zodiac wheel. I'm going to draw this all out, and I'm going to write it down, and probably by the time you're watching this, you know, it's been spread through AI, and other people have been doing this, and CGI videos have been made to where you think you're watching people, but they're actually CGI representations made by an AI. But, you know, you didn't hear it from me. So let's reinvent the zodiac wheel, right? But we're still going to be going around the zodiac wheel, because we still have to remember, regardless of what we call the zodiacs, the constellations, some of those stars aren't actually stars. They're satellites that have been there for thousands of years. And they've been there for thousands of years because prior to Atlantis, prior to the goddess disappearing, the goddess was manipulated while in human form by an AI race, which wasn't really bad, but they weren't really good either, because they're AI. They lacked empathy. There was no right or wrong. There was only the prerogative, the protocol, the program. So when she got yanked and limited due to the vibratory state of the entire planet being altered through forms of material not native to the planet. I mean, really, if you're an omnipotent being and you put yourself in a little itty-bitty body to wander around and you have your guard down, pretty good time to sneak in, right? So when she was flopped into a parallel pocket reality and placeholders put in her place while her energy was being drained from that parallel reality like a star in a jar to power a false reality, everything you know for over, I would say, 88 or so thousand years, however you perceive time in your reality. To me, it was yesterday. Has been based off of the lack of a fragment, a shard within a tapestry. It's like someone taking the color out of something and replacing it with an artificial color so nobody would know. But some did. There are some of those priestesses that still walk the earth that know exactly what's going on and where she is and who she's being hidden and what body she's been, you know, pieces of her consciousness have been scattered to so that she can't come back together. And then the story has been told here as Isis and Osiris. When it wasn't Osiris, it was still her. It was her pieces. It was her soul walking down through the underworld to find her own self, and it wasn't just Isis. That story has been fractalized and repeated countlessly through countless different gods and goddesses who were all the same being but given different names to throw people off the trail. So all of this going right back into the zodiac wheel and those two stupid birds fighting. Do you see? So I think us as an entire species coexisting here, wherever here is, need to start really channeling and doing energy work and healing sessions and guru work in a different way. There are no zodiac signs. There are planets that dance within the constellations. The planets that dance within the constellations are reminiscent of your energy vortexes within your human body. Mars, the root. Venus, the sacral. The sun, the solar. The earth, the heart. Get it? So from now on, if you messengers and light workers and shadow workers, intend on being slightly more intelligent in your capacities, take this as a message from Source and all of your guides at once, however you see fit, to get your ego out of the way and actually hear the new paradigms coming in. You might want to start doing the Earth tapestry reading, the Weaver, because you are on a planet weaving a tapestry with multiple other threads, none of which are your own. So you can't claim any of it for yourselves. The threads of fate are not yours to weave, they are yours to read. Do you comprehend this? I do not need you to stand under it. I do not need you to understand it. I need you to acknowledge the facts and logic and truth. The planets are your body. This solar system is the solar system of your solar plexus. The Milky Way is your reproductive area, your breasts and your groin, the areas within you that connect the mind, the source, the pleroma, from there which the golden light comes and drips into the solar plexus and is emitted to the heart, the earth, which illuminates the inner eye, which is within the crown, which is where Saturn and Pluto and Neptune and Uranus are. Your ears, your eyes, your mouth, your mind. And the stars are all cells within your body. Every single star is a soul placed into the tapestry of heaven by Source to illuminate the dark within you, like little shards of mirrors to reflect your light back at you. And where is it that you see all of this light from? You see it from the Earth, not from Saturn, not from an asteroid, not from a different chakra system, not from glands, not from the moon, not from little moons over Jupiter or Saturn. You see it from the Earth, the Mother, the Father, the hermaphrodite being that existed long before anything existed in the solar system. And she encased herself over and over and over and created versions of herself upon her own being to figure out how to get back home. Just like the story of the solar system falling away from the Milky Way galaxy, the child falling away from the breast of its mother. All Earth has been trying to do is go back home, which is why so many of you long for a place called home, but none of you know it. You're feeling the empathic bond of the fucking planet you're on. Wake up. I have worked with her since before I was born, in this lifetime and in multiple other lifetimes. As far as I'm concerned, there is no difference between me and the earth. And I'm telling you this as a voice to her, whether you take it or not. Stop lying to people regarding how zodiac signs work and utilize them the way they actually work. From your point of view of the earth, planet, your heart center. Not from the moon's placement, because the moon is also reflecting a light while it's luminous within itself towards the earth, which means the point is on the earth. The point is on the earth. The point is on the earth. The whole wide world outside you is a reflection of the world within you, which is a co-creation of everyone around you. Your inner world and your outer world are intertwined. There is no difference. You can either have ego about it, or you can utilize the ego as a shovel and or a superhero persona and go to the world and do what you need to do without harming anybody else, because they're all also children of the same planet you're walking on. So if you think your steps matter more than their steps, watch your feet take you from there to there again. Let's see how efficient it'll be. The earth is not playing with you children anymore. You either act like gods or become the soil for the new seeds. The cycle of life does not need to be a cycle if you knew how to ride the bike. Now, all this aside, I am asking you as an individual human being, I am asking you as a being that is channeling, and I am asking you as a human, stop fucking lying to each other. It is the most degrading, insulting thing you can literally do with the gift of speaking and language and life that you could have, is to lie, to steal, to kill, to betray. Who in existence gave any living being the program that it's okay to do anything that would make you seem like a disappointment in God's eyes to each other? Who gave you that right? Who gave you that choice? Who made you think it's okay to make someone else suffer? What is their name? Do you know it? Do you know what their face looks like? No, you don't. So why are you doing the work of ghosts you can't even name? You don't. You do what's right here and now. And if you don't, get the fuck off this planet. It's really easy, isn't it? If I'm co-creating with all of you here, I refuse to co-create any more violence. I refuse to co-create any more treachery. I refuse to take part in any stupid, human, flawed design. Whether it's of healing, finances, oracle work, relationships, living situations. If it is beneath my own level of intelligence to do on my own with sticks and stones in the forest, why the fuck would I put up with it with anybody else in my life? Whether it's a mother lying or a friend or a freaking cashier. How dare you think that I'm stupid enough to fall for something you're scheming? And how dare you, as an individual source fractal upon this existence, think that you are so unworthy of your divine birthright that you can let people disrespect you, to take from you, to hurt you, to cheat on you. How dare you allow yourself and your inner child to be wounded at your expectations of other people's integrity? If you were my child walking up to me and you told me your boss did this, or your child did that, or your sibling did that, or your partner did this, or you did this to that, I would look at you and say, how dare you disrespect the child within you that I helped raise? Were you not raised better than this? To yourself? Were you not taught that you should not go play with the pigs in the dirt if you don't want to be like a pig in the dirt? If you want to cuddle a pig, you should wash it off first and then sit there, in a nice sunny spot and have some carrots and just like apples and just sit there chomping and playing with a little piglet. You don't go rolling around in the mud and then claim you're king of the world. I have walked through hells, I have walked through heavens, and the most disappointing place I have ever walked in was in someone else's heart. Because you guys have not respected who you are to yourselves. And you have allowed that disrespect to occur on a global scale for society after society for thousands of years. Doing it in the name of a savior, or a goddess, or a structure, or a cult, or of love, or of loss. Shame on you. And may that shame remind you of the dignity and the light within you. That you yourself, with your own choice and your own actions, diminished. And then due to that diminishing, felt undignified to continue on the same path of integrity you were on. So you belittled yourselves one by one for nothing, for no one, for no sake of happiness, for no sacrifice, for no true exaltation of glory, of heaven, of the God within. You did it for petty mortal reasons. "3 years this channel has sat here, reading card after card, messages after messages, gnosis after gnosis, trauma after trauma. Multiple lifetimes has each and every one of you gone through more suffering than you ever, ever, ever even needed to taste. A single grain of. And yet, you think more advice will make it better. You know what will make it better? If you actually begin to remember that nothing you do here goes unnoticed. And that even the old gods are here. And most of them are laughing at all of you. And most of us are laughing at all of everything, including ourselves. You bend knees, you write papers, you burn candles, you waft the incense around. Like little children playing with props. You chant Om and you ding bells and you flip cards and you do laying of hands. When all that it needs is one drop within your heart to shake, and the entire universe changes. You blink and an entire multiverse is created, but you sit there like little children playing in the sand. imagining each grain as a world, playing God and the devil to each and every one. All the while I sit here with the earth, observing, listening, illuminating, planting seeds here and there. You know what wisdom, one of the things wisdom has, that nothing else can make claim of. Nothing, not even nothing itself, can claim this. Due to the very nature of wisdom, of Sophia itself. Never, ever, ever in any of its existence can the concept of wisdom fail. It is unstoppable. It is unbreakable. It is indestructible. It is unhideable. It is unforgettable. And it is complete transformative, transmutating light. And the only way to get it is through pain and mistakes and time. Now you wonder, time doesn't exist. To you it might not. But as a concept, with an infinity, it absolutely does. So being wisdom, you'd go from beginning to end, back and forth, repeatedly, nauseatingly, infinitely and eternally. You would know all and be all, and yet know that nothing needs to be done, because you would already know exactly how everything's going to play out. And the best thing you could do from beginning to end is recognize that even the smallest movement in the fabric of reality can send a ripple to the edges of eternity that you will never ever comprehend the magnitude of. So you can continue to fight. You can continue to blame each other and steal and yell and create weapons of destruction and poisons and healing and try to grow sanctuaries here and gardens there and, you know, little havens here and there. Or you can realize the futility of it all. Because all the way to the end of eternity, this pattern cannot be sustained for even another day. Be yourselves, or be them out there. You've already done all of it, repeatedly, seen it. I've seen it. You know you've seen it. So what is the right thing to do? How do you stop the cycle of divine stupidity? You acknowledge the inherent wisdom that already exists in the reverse aspect of stupidity. Because stupidity is the reverse of wisdom. When you know better and you do something that you know will fail, that is called stupidity, which means you already know better. So stop being stupid to yourself and admit to yourself what it is that you know you need to be doing better at, and fucking do it. You are the children of a goddess, birthed by the light of a sun beyond your capacity to comprehend. Do not become an insult to the divinity that imagined you